take flight.
He's somewhere in obscurity right now. I don't even know what he's doing.
All that coke. That's why he can do all that stuff on that stage at that age.
She waits till the camera come on and say, "Oh, that coke." That's all.
Love me some Chris Brown. All that coke you doing.
Matter of fact, look, matter of fact, let me go order my Chris Brown tickets right now.
Hey, yo, all right. Hey, everybody, what's going on? This is your boy Pablo, a.k.a. Grum's favorite grandson, a.k.a. the Bearded Wonder, a.k.a. the Pod Boss. We are here with another one. We start off with Coke, so you already know what it's going to be. And I'm keeping that in there. So this is the panel. We come over here. We talk about what's affecting the culture today and how we feel about it. I know you don't want to hear our opinion, but you can give our opinion anyway because that's who we are, because we black people. So as you can see, we got the usual suspects. Ma'am, introduce yourself, please.
Tina. Right.
Sir, go ahead.
I don't have no slogan.
Oh, wait, hold on. Mr. Ray, go ahead.
I'm Jorae. How y'all doing out there? What it do, black people? That's my tagline.
There you go. Now go ahead, sir.
Why did I have to go last?
Because you know why you gotta go last.
Ladies first.
There you go. That's the excuse we gonna
How y'all doing, y'all? I am Ty Easy Fo Sheezy up in this peasy, Luigi and Mario coming through the stereo. Yes, you need to say all of that every single time.
That's why he went last.
Dang, I feel like I need to do mine again.
Exactly.
Need to add some more. Add some more to
little
mine.
sauce on it. So if y'all don't know, if y'all are new to this, we talk about like 3 questions. Sometimes it goes long, like the last time Tina was here.
That's always me.
It was you that time. That was you.
I don't even know what we was talking about.
We was talking about like the woman making more than the man.
Oh, I stopped crying about my relationship.
That
was
always
my fault.
Yeah.
When you realize it's you.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I'm gonna do a little warm up for you guys. Anthony Edwards, professional basketball player. Just recently did something that a lot of men wish they could. He told a woman that he did not want the child that she was carrying. He wanted her to get rid of it. She said no. He said cool. He paid out the entire 18 years, $1,080,000 and some change. How do y'all feel about that?
That was funny.
She don't want the 1 million. She wanted the monthly, but he said no. Take this.
She wanted in installments.
Yeah.
So,
No, you can go ahead.
my first thought is, how is he going to feel in, 10 years, 12 years, 15 years when this kid can get on the internet or somebody at school says, Lil Daquan, like, your father didn't want you, whatever. Like, how is that going to make him feel? Because, how many times have you, like, how old is this guy?
He's 24 or something like that. Yeah, 23, 24, something like that.
Think about all
He's
the
a
dumb
baby.
shit you did at 24 that now in your 30s or 40s, you look back and you like, that was stupid, right? Your frontal lobe don't even develop for real till you 25. So how is he going to feel?
He has 3 other kids. He had them all within like 2 years.
And he didn't do that to the other ones?
Nope, just this one.
See, that's just...
Because he's with one girl.
Yes, he is.
And then he ended up having a baby on her with the...
Yeah, he young.
I feel like she knew what it was when she signed up for it. I won't make it seem like she's not wrong in the situation because she's it. But you have super sperm. You keep going.
Method Man reference.
You keep going out having. I ain't know that shit. You going out. You having sex with these females. You end up having a baby. You know that for one, you're a professional basketball player, so you need to take extra call. Like you need to put more. I don't know. He's going to be the one that go in a few years from now apologizing because you know why? We always have to give the fathers grace when they fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Because if they fuck up, they wasn't ready for it. You know? They didn't ask for it, realistically. So he was young. We have to give them grace. So in 10, 15 years, when he get in his 30s or almost 40s, he's going to be a part of that baby life. And you know what? We have to let him, because we have to give him grace.
Okay.
We can't say nothing about all that shit he said about the girl and the kids, because we have to give him grace.
Because he was talking spicy.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if that baby don't want to accept his ass when he get older, no, he don't deserve the grace. I'm sorry, he doesn't. She want more money because she know the cost of living gonna go up.
Yep.
And the more the cost of living go up, the more money she's gonna get per year and monthly. That's how it is with this. But at the end of the day,
he's a great basketball player.
He's a good basketball
player. So he's going to get the max deals. So she's gonna be like, oh yeah, he make more money. I need more money.
At the end of the day, you have a lot of. If you rich, you say $1 million and something can't change your life. $1 million and something can change your life. He don't want to be a part of that baby life. You still had it, because having a baby is not going to keep a man. I don't know why females think that. You take that money, you invest it, because everybody say, well, the child support only supposed to be for the kid and the kid only. What the fuck a $1.5 million is going to do for a newborn right now? So you have way more than enough money to invest into something good, and then have way more enough money for the kid.
She said she spent $100,000 already
of the money.
Is she still pregnant, or how old is the baby?
Baby here.
But
okay.
what?
Yeah, on what?
Let's call it no.
But what did she spend it on?
No,
She didn't say.
it doesn't even matter.
What if she bought a house?
What if she's just a poor example of how things should be done?
Yeah.
You already know. All of us know he's a basketball player, right? We all know he's a professional basketball player. I don't know the man, and you just said, he got 3 kids already? So I'm willing to bet that she knew as well.
There's no way you
So
can be a baby mama number 4.
She made this decision, right? She decided to go with this, knowing who he was, also understanding that he's in a relationship. So you go here and you're looking to get your meal ticket like so many other people did. We're not talking about they're in a relationship and they're trying to build. First, I can speak from me. It don't matter who you are. If you're pregnant with my baby, I have to take care of it. But if we're just stepping away and taking our personal feelings out of it, she was running game. She was running the play, and he checkmated her. That's what happened. She was trying to run a play, take care of me for the next 18 years, and he said, I will. And now she got to deal with her overspending and deal with this baby and show the entire world that she's going to blow that kind of money instead of take care of the baby. Or she's going to have to actually take care of that baby and do what child support is supposed to be. So I think either way, this is going to be a great look for child support becoming a better thing. Because if it's about supporting the child and supporting the structure of what the child's going to be under, she's either going to show the world that the money does it or the money doesn't do it.
I feel like when it comes to child support, we see an limelight when it comes to celebrities, when it comes to child support. But when we see the day-to-day stuff on what we see and surrounding the guys that we see, or females, because it's females on child support. I don't know why y'all don't think it is, but it is. A lot of females on child support. But 90% of the people we know that's on child support deserve to be on child support. We only talk about the celebrities. They fuck them. So we can't go off of that. Even when it comes to celebrity, I just feel like if my baby father is taking care of my kid and I'm worth $10 million and I have all this, there's no way that my kid is going to live a regular life. I just don't think that your kid should live a regular life if you're not a regular person. That's just facts. But I do think some of the child support is a little too much per se, but at the end of the day, we don't know how the life is lived when it comes to the child. But I think a lot of people want to re-ramp the whole child support system, but it's not against men like y'all think it is in this day and age. Now, I don't know about in the early 2000s and the 90s, but right now, whatever happens when it comes to child support they're fair.
So
even when it comes to the custody and the courts, they are fair now. It's not always sided with the female. I don't know why y'all think that, but
I don't think you understanding that. For me, it has nothing to do with if he's a man and she is a woman. What it has everything to do with is, all right, if you're saying that this is how you take care of a child and this is what it costs to take care of a child, if I provide that cost and you can't take care of that child, we have just pointed out a flaw in the system.
I don't. You think that's a flaw in the system or a flaw in the person?
No,
because
the flaw in the system is being exploited by the person.
So
this woman is picking a man with money, intentionally getting pregnant to
hold
get
on,
that
hold
offer.
on.
So he don't get.
This is her second child.
But fuck all that.
Hold on.
That's
the
even
first
worse
baby
on
daddy.
him. But that's
is little baby.
Listen, that's work.
Okay.
Oh, that's little baby.
That's little baby mama.
All right.
Okay.
Even still, but
she's a serial baby mama.
She could be, but you're telling me.
But it's serial baby mamas walking around.
That could
wherever.
be. I'm a perfect.
So who's intentionally doing it?
Both of them are wrong.
Both of them, because both of them are adults having unprotected sex.
Yes.
What you think gonna happen?
But
If you throw some flour and some oil and some whatever in a pan and put it in an oven, it's probably gonna make a cake.
Well, what if the oven? What if the oven decides to stop working or continue to work? It's her body, her choice.
She's not more wrong.
She has one extra decision that he don't have.
He's not more wrong than her. Both of them is
She has one extra decision that he don't have.
But you know that you are super sperm. Why the fuck are you having sex with all of these?
What if he nutted in 70 women and only 3 got pregnant?
At 24 years old, we don't
know how many people that got an abortion either.
We
just going off of the ones that got. I'm not arguing her down to say she's a saint. I'm not that female.
I agree with you.
I'm a big female that comes to. I think a lot of the reasons that a lot of these men is fucked up because of the mothers. The black mothers are trash. And that's facts. I believe that. Ooh. But when it comes to that situation. And I'll go into details with it if we have to. But if we're talking about in that situation, she's not more wrong than him. They both wrong. You knew the type of chick that you was messing with.
Facts.
Right.
You know the type. You know for a fact that she's after you because of what you got, how you look, what you can get from it. Facts. You still went in there and you did what you did and you got her pregnant.
Yeah.
And we all know what she's after. So why you only blaming her?
Because he checkmated her and it's over for him.
And she might have just been the only groupie that happened to get pregnant. How many other joints he been with that just so happened to not? He probably smashed somebody the night after her. And she just happened to not get pregnant.
That's what I'm saying.
Or maybe she got pregnant and decided to get rid of it.
It's probably a lot of the females that he's been hitting. A lot of them probably just getting abortions. We don't know about it.
And he probably paid them off too.
I'm not saying he's not wrong from checkmating her.
So
I don't think she's wrong. I don't think he's wrong for checkmating her. That $1.something million can change her life.
Yeah.
I do think that unfortunately you made a decision to do what you did, and she made a decision to have a baby. Y'all know how it is, unfortunately. That's just how the world turns. The same way if I fuck 50 guys, I'm a hoe. You fuck 50 females, you're not. That's just how life is, and I don't see nothing wrong with it. But at the end of the day,
you know it's true.
That's the truth.
It's true.
At the end of the day, I don't think it's nothing wrong with the money situation. I think if he don't be active in the kid's life, that's
I got a problem.
But we already talked the type of person for him to even decide not to be there. I started it with that.
That's fucked up.
Where I'm like, that's fucked. There's no way that I'm gonna do something.
You knew
like that.
I didn't want the baby.
But
you
as soon as he made that move, if we're looking at it just on the pure scale of this is how it goes, this is how child support goes. He did something stupid, she did something stupid.
They both
she
wrong.
made a decision, he made a decision, and his decision put him in a position where he wanted to be, and it didn't put her in a position where she wanted to be, even though she had the last card.
But
go ahead.
I think it's gonna get revisited. I think he's gonna end up paying more money.
So when it happened, he literally said, "I'll sign over the rights." She refused. So this is the only move he had left was, take this. I want. So something happened between them two.
You knew
that he don't want to be around her.
We already know from the sounds of it, she's that type of girl.
Yeah.
But
or he just don't want to be responsible for another kid.
But I just feel like y'all men don't. I hate I'm the prize type guy when you say it.
Yeah.
But I like a guy that knows he the prize and he don't have to say he the prize because he move a certain way that he's the prize. Mm-hmm. You going around giving away your $30 million dick and knowing the situation that's going to happen. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all have to have more pride in who y'all give y'all stuff to. Mm-hmm. In the same way that we should have more pride on who we have sex with. Mm-hmm. Y'all men should be thinking the same way because everybody doesn't deserve
Exactly.
What you have, like, I love a guy that like, nah, you don't deserve this.
You gotta be careful
more.
when you
know what I'm saying? You gotta have more.
This dick ain't free.
The core.
And it should not be.
Like my man Boosie said, you got two heads. You got one up top and you got one at the bottom. And sometimes you gotta know how to control them. If you can't, just walk away. If you know that bottom is about to get you in trouble, just walk out the room. Because if you walk out the room, it'll save your life. But if you don't want to walk out the room, then you know the consequences. That's what Boosie said. I love me some Boosie.
I can't help but to feel, I'm always going to advocate
I feel bad for
the
kid. I do.
Right.
And I feel bad because, like, how many kids out here don't have active fathers in their lives? We see it every day. But you know what? That happens in a small little vacuum. So, like, if random dude over there not in his kid's life, the only person that know it is like the kid and maybe their family. That's about it. This is some national stuff. Yeah. He can go on TMZ 10 years from now. Everybody knows who he is, who his father is, who his mother is. Like, that's way more detrimental to that kid. Like, it adds another level.
To have a trash mother and father, I feel bad for
that. And that's so trash. But at the same time, and I hate to say this, does he get more credit than the actual celebrities that will do everything to run away from a kid and don't give no bread?
They give him the credit.
Like we've seen this with basketball players, and I don't know why it's mostly basketball players. I ain't gonna say it ain't nobody else, but
they travel.
Them niggas is
they travel all
horrible.
the time.
But
baseball players travel like that too.
And
I guess they
get loose too.
Their baby mamas don't be talking as much.
They
don't talk.
You know what I'm saying?
But
like,
say this, you can't go after a certain person and then get mad when it's the results. If you have a chick that's in designer and she's a bad chick and she like this and she like that and there's lobster and shrimp and curry, like that's the type of chick she is. And then you get mad, but then when you go after her and you be mad, like only thing she want is my money. That's what she's presenting. So you can't get mad at that.
Go after better chicks. Like I ain't never had nobody in the NBA approach me like I'm good. Like, what's up? I'm just saying. But for real, they I'm like you. They go after those chicks and then get mad when you get what you get. They not hanging around office buildings and law firms.
And that's why I want to
hospitals trying to get doctors or whatever. No, you're not.
That's why I go for a white chick.
They not dating agents.
The same way
and stuff like that. No.
Apparently,
and you go around.
The white chicks ain't doing it. You said it, baseball players, hockey players. You don't hear none of this shit from them.
You want to know what's facts that a lot of people don't know? That was like 89%. 89% of the black baseball players are married to black women. Mm-hmm. It's just the fact that you going after the same type of black female, and then you saying that we all are in this category. And then you want to go after a white female that's only with you because of who you are. They wouldn't be with you outside of who you are.
Right.
And a lot of them white women is doing these black men dirty as well. We just don't see it because we watch the Shade Room instead of the national news.
Right.
That's what it is. And like we see certain stuff because of what we look at. If we don't look at something outside of what we usually look at, we're not going to see the other side of certain things.
But the culture,
you know what I'm saying?
Around
OJ,
the culture
around basketball is different, right? Like, how many of us are getting with our girls talking about, "Ooh, girl, the World Series coming up. We gotta get our rooms. We gotta get we not doing that."
I've been to many baseball games.
Baseball games are amazing.
They're amazing.
Not watching that shit on TV.
But how many of us are trying to sneak into the dugout?
They need to, because them white women be out there.
Yeah, they be out there getting
should.
Little shorts on, their boobs all out.
Look, and the tickets be cheaper.
Yes,
so
they do.
We can do it.
Exactly.
$20.
$20 get you a millionaire,
players
y'all.
Got money. Them baseball players
got
money.
They do.
That's not even with sponsorship.
Right.
Yeah, that's
just a team playing you.
Because I went to a few Oreo games last year. Damn.
Yeah,
it's different.
So
hey.
Okay.
But no,
and they have longer careers too. I'm just saying.
Basketball players, they go after the same type of chicks and then get
rappers do too. They all in the same circles.
That's why they always said that's such and such baby mother is also such and such baby mother.
Yep.
You go after the same type.
6 degrees of separation every
all the time.
How you gonna get mad?
About 0.5 degrees.
You keep getting a chick in the hood and get mad because she
broke your window.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you go after something different.
Okay.
But you like what you like, so hey.
All right. That's a good warm up. Time for the fun part.
Oh yeah.
He did that though. I don't want to give him his props. Because I'm a girl's girl.
Just to sign the check off?
That was a good no fucking reverse. Jesus Christ.
It's 50 Cent.
That's the second time I've heard somebody do that. I was like, I didn't know you can do that.
50 Cent is not as
Man,
bad.
you know what, though?
No, I'm saying. I
But
write a check before the baby comes.
Yeah.
Fuck kids.
Her revenge, though, my kid would be like that. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Like, my kid
All the
would
basketball
be
camps.
everything. And every chance I got,
And he's
I'd
going
be
to college
like,
so you can pay some more for me.
your father, whatever. Yes.
Yeah.
That would be my revenge.
That's a fact.
But she ain't got that mindset.
She don't.
She don't.
I mean, she's still young too, right?
Yeah.
She's
Let's
not
hope
even
so.
30 yet.
Yeah, she's not 30 yet.
Let's hope things change.
Hopefully.
She a little Tatiana.
But she ain't never really had no problem, no like.
Yeah, her little
issues.
baby
Yeah,
is
her
all right.
little baby situation is really, from what I have saw, like it's really good.
Yeah.
I think
He just don't want to
maybe
be around her.
maybe she's not as trash as we think she is, and maybe he played the fifth.
Maybe.
We making up shit. Go ahead. What's your next name?
All right. So tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. It'll
Sunday.
be 90 days since Orange has been in office. How y'all think he's been doing?
Fuck that nigga. I'm not gonna work 5 days a week now.
We don't even have the time.
5 days. Like no.
We ain't even
Okay,
got the time to go
how
all
do
that.
you
Like, my
feel
God. I am
from
stressed.
our side of it?
From our side?
Yeah, not the world. How our side.
Please
of it.
let me
That
jump
is
in
my
this
So
side.
first.
But
let me say this. I'm gonna get real personal.
Mm-hmm.
He can kiss my entire ass
Damn.
because it's personal for me because my job, I'm not gonna name it, but who I work for is basically quasi government. We are directly tied to the feds, so I got a layoff notice. Right? So I don't know. It doesn't mean I'm going to lose my job, but they're like, we don't know what's going on. So it was already fuck him. But now it's like both fingers, the middle toe, the whole nine.
So-
Now
like,
it's plural.
I'm with
all
you
of
on that.
it.
Working for the government. I ain't gonna say where I work at either, but working for the government is this time has been so scary.
Yes.
It is so scary because we have I'm gonna just say me. I ain't gonna say we. I have seen so many departments go. So many people getting walked out. So it's like every day we go to work, you don't know if you're gonna have a job. Even with my department, they saying, "Well, y'all critical workers, y'all good." But then every week we go in, it's something different.
thank you.
It's something different. So y'all making it seem like we have it, but then it's something different. Then there's a lot of rules that they putting in place that they didn't put in place before. And I'm like, y'all trying to get us out of here? So outside of my job, anything else outside of that, I haven't really been paying it no mind because it's like, what can we do? Like, what can we do? And unless it's starting to affect us, it's one of those got to be out of sight, out of mind. Because if you keep thinking about it, we're going to have a whole freaking panic attack. Like, so outside of work-wise, I mean, nothing else is directly affecting. The biggest thing that affected when he was in there the first time, because y'all was so happy with the world being shut down, stimulus, this and that. But for the homeowners and stuff like that, like what? So, I don't know. I mean, that stimulus law was good for the people that, unfortunately, you got middle class, we got lower class people. It helped the lower class people. But for the middle class people, nah, that was the worst thing that could have happened to us.
I don't even believe there's a middle class anymore.
Shit, my taxes show it. Like,
The reason why your taxes show that is so you can fall into the lower class.
we definitely.
You making middle class money, and then you're being taxed, which puts you back in the lower class bracket.
In this.
And real quick, I ain't want to just leave that there. I want to. This is why I have mixed feelings on Orange Man's presidency.
Not Orange Man, y'all crazy.
I don't. He's doing stuff that he said he was doing. He's like, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that.
Been honest.
And then he got in there and he did it.
That's
Now, I'm one of those people that think sometimes things are just so corrupt that they have to be like almost destroyed and rebuilt. Now, I know it affects a lot of people, and I don't even rock with the way he's doing things. And even his explanation to him have me like, your brain can't really think that.
It has nothing to do. Like,
But
what are you talking about?
what I'm looking at is, I And I'm about to step out on a limb here, and I don't know how they gonna feel.
That is Tyronn Motley.
It is. And he's also the author of American Warzone, so this is right on brand for me. I feel like segregation, right? It was an issue, but when we figured out how to get our own thing going, because we knew that they wasn't going to do it for us, we did a lot more for ourselves. We got things moving a lot quicker. And the only issue I think we had was we didn't have protection and progression going on at the same time. We looked at somebody that was looking to protect us from the system. Then there's also a moment where we was trying to figure out how to work with the system. And then we got to a place where we started going, white ice is colder. And now we're completely dependent on a system that would allow this orange man back in after he failed the first time. We watched you fail already. And then you said a bunch of dumb stuff for 4 years when you wasn't there. And then we bring you back in to fail again. And I think the biggest issue there was a lot of people weren't voting for him. They were voting against the other side because of everything that happened. And you look at little stuff and you say, hey, yo, the money they sent out for the war could literally fix all of America's problems. Why are we sending money out to this war?
But that's how Joe got in too, because they was mad at him.
Frustration.
So
the pendulum's gonna swing.
Like that.
Yeah.
And we need to figure out how to take care of us. And I think that with realizing that our government can toss us under the bus every chance they get, maybe we'll learn to get back to leaning on each other to figure some things out. Because the price of eggs went up for everybody, but chickens didn't go up.
Right. So let me say this. First of all, everybody, but particularly, I'm going to say younger people, people of color, we don't vote in off-year elections.
Facts.
Which is where the shit really happens, right? Mm-hmm. That is your Congress people, your governor, your school board, your judges, your state delegates, all that kind of stuff. That's what happens where you are, right? We sit at home. We don't really care. We don't vote, right? So that's the thing. And then you wind up with, a president that's of one party, and then the Congress that's another party, and now they can't get things together, and then we wind up with what we have.
I think people are just not educated on it.
No, they're not educated.
I agree. And then, like you said, people don't read. Nope. They don't know why are things happening. They just go, oh, well, the price of whatever went up and so was in office, so I don't like them.
Exactly.
And I'm like, well, did you pay attention to what's going on?
Bring back Schoolhouse Rock. That's all I gotta do.
But yeah, I mean, it's baffling to me. So, this past election, people may have had to say whatever they said about Kamala or whatever, right? I supported her. I liked her. I supported her. I wanted her to win before when she ran. Obviously, she didn't go that far. But I wanted people to look at the issues and not the person, and look at who she was running against.
Yeah, no.
It wasn't that. It was the fact that you realistically, in a certain class of people, when he was in office, they were doing better.
Yeah,
they felt like they were doing better.
They
were like for the modern work people, it was just a standstill for us.
Yeah,
but if you were in a different tax bracket on down, they were doing better. And it's facts. Like, as much as we don't want to say it was. Now, it hurted us in the long run, but the right now, because we people in a certain group, they don't care about the longevity. They want to know what's going on right now. So right now, when he was in the office, people was making way more than the average person going to work. I had family members that was making way more than me, and I had to clock in every day. So, and then they wasn't worrying about paying their mortgage or paying their rent. And it was so much stuff that was happening that they thought that was, but at the time, it's facts. Like, that's what they were seeing. So a lot of people voted for him again because they felt like when he was in office, we was doing good. When Biden was in the office, we wasn't. Realistically, he was cleaning up everything that happened that people not realizing. So the right now is the fact that even the you know, a lot of the, you know, Hispanics, Mexicans, whatever. I don't want to group them incorrectly, but y'all know what I'm trying to say.
Right.
They benefit off of him when he was in the office at the time.
Yeah.
Now, soon as his ass jumped in the office this time, it's like, fuck y'all, and a lot of y'all asses had to get shipped out because it was a lot of them on the news like, oh my God,
That is a fact.
my father's gone and I voted for you. Why would you do this and this and that? And they was just looking at the right now, but not knowing that after the right now was gone, that shit killed. Like you said, you don't see middle low class, but you know, realistically,
it's all blurred.
If we're going to go for like the proper term,
yeah,
that whole situation fucked the middle class people up because we are paying for it. Like we are paying for it 10 times fold. But I don't know. I mean, I just feel like I don't know the fact that someone that has a felony and have rape allegations against him and this and that. The fact that he was able to get back in the office is whose fault is that?
I think that he is a mirror. He is exactly what America looks like.
That's why they like him.
Yep, this is exactly what
everything that he does, good, bad, or indifferent. That is America.
This is America.
That's what the older white women, they look like, yo, how can you vote for him? Because he said this, that, and the third. So, oh, that's how my grandfather and them talk.
Yeah, that's America.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying?
It's America, and we don't want to be honest about it.
And I agree with what the both of you all were saying about how people were like, oh, you know, I did better under him the first time, and you know, the stimmies and this, that, and the third. But it makes me upset because
I actually got one.
I mean, I got one, but you know, I want us.
You know how much money they was making at unemployment,
bruh.
Unemployment.
I want us to look further than that. Like, we are so short sighted.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a check, so it's whatever. No, like, did we look at the amount of hate crimes that went up? Did we look at police brutality went up? Like, all of these other things that we just, and when I say we, that's the collective we.
They don't care.
But that's what Sexy Red said, though. Sexy Red was like, he gave us stimmies last time, so I'm voting for him again.
Whatever.
That was her exact words.
And she,
money wise, a lot of people was doing better. Like, not saying that it was
PPP loans.
It ended up hurting us in the end.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, they looking at Biden and make it seem like the whole, like, everything that was going on was his fault when he was literally
trying to clean it up.
Everything.
Yeah.
And where y'all thought that money was coming from? Y'all thought that shit was
Thank you.
Right.
Like, he held up the checks so he could put his signature on them.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But another point, and maybe we'll get to it later or another day, because I can go on and on about it. On top of everything else, I also feel like America, specifically a lot of men, but America in general, is not and was not ready for a female president. They just
I was going to say that.
Because, and not just about, I mean, obviously a woman of color, but they didn't want Hillary's ass either.
They just, America,
fucked herself up, though.
She did, but America is more sexist than racist.
They are. And if you look at the last, at damn near all of the presidential candidates, Hillary and Kamala were the most qualified. Out of everybody, Hillary was a freaking Rhodes Scholar. Like, that's huge.
Yeah. Hillary and Trump had the same charges against each other. They just went his way.
Like, it's ridiculous to me. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of people voted against their own interests. And then, like you said, you know, all of, you know, our Latino and Latina brethren and sisterin who voted for him now look at you. And I'm like, so when they snatching up Abuela out the pickup line at school, I really don't want to hear it. I really don't. And you know, my poor brother, our poor Maryland brother that's now in El Salvador, you know what I'm saying? I feel messed up for him, and I ain't
with a birth certificate. He had the birth certificate saying he's from here.
He had papers, all that. Like, these, ICE went into, I don't know if y'all heard the story, ICE went into a restaurant in Philly and tried to round people up. It was a Puerto Rican restaurant. They tried to deport Puerto Ricans.
See what I'm saying?
They're U.S. citizens. Like, what you mean? Because they look Latino. This one dude pulled out his veteran's card. He was a U.S. veteran. They took him anyway. Now, they didn't go nowhere. They wound up whatever. But it's like, God dang.
This is America.
You know what I'm saying? But
I can sum this up, like, real simple. And everything that we've been in here talking about as far as, like, what he's done, what happened with Biden, Kamala, Hillary, and as far as Congress and all of that, it comes down to ignorance. The only reason why people are voting for a president is because it's everywhere. You can't open up an app. You can't turn on the TV. You can't go outside. It's everywhere, right? Now, we are in a place where ever since we've been little, you don't talk about religion or politics. So if we don't talk about politics, then how can a kid watching you learn politics?
Right.
Somebody's turning 21 every single day.
Yeah.
And some 21-year-olds, 18-year-olds, they're not even paying attention to what's happening until they open up TikTok and say, oh, maybe I should vote for such and such. But that's not plastered everywhere when they have the local elections. It's not everywhere. It's not popping up on TV. They're not talking about it in school. You're not talking about it with your parents. It's not being discussed at all. So it just goes under the radar. And then we need to start simplifying these things that we vote on. Because you'll look and it's like, yo, why is this situation like 3 paragraphs long? And then it's like yes or no. Like, I agree with some of the shit.
Right.
I don't agree with everything here, but I gotta agree to something I don't agree with because you wanted to package them together. And I think that is the largest issue that we have in politics. And every time something happens, you say, oh, well, he gave us money and he took our money.
Yeah.
That's
And that's
exactly how
all
they
you
looking at
got
it.
because
They
they don't know anybody else.
Yeah. A lot of people are one issue voters.
Yeah.
So some people are like, I am anti-abortion, so I'm not voting for this person. Or I'm about money, so I'm voting for this person. Or I don't like immigrants, but so I'm not voting for this person. It's multifaceted. You know what I mean? And unfortunately with politics, it's not going to be black and white like you said. You have to weigh the options and figure out what's going on. It's like, did I make more money underneath this person? Yeah, I probably did. I mean, it probably wasn't enough to put you in a whole, entire new tax bracket. But yeah, I made more money. But now do I have to worry about going outside and getting shot by some racist whatever because now they feel emboldened to do so? I also think that people, like us, because we're in Maryland, we live in a place where I like to think that if you are in the Maryland, D.C., area, we live in a little bit of a bubble. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
110%.
We're generally blue. We're liberal. We can pretty much do
and a lot of people don't vote here because of that.
A lot of people don't really vote here.
It's the third worst state to live in.
We can drive down the street and smoke weed. Like, we can do all that stuff, right? Well, at least I know in DC you can, but whatever. But we're in a bubble. And in a lot of these very, very blue states, especially in the Northeast, we get real lax. And everybody doesn't have the luxury like we have. And like you said, I think a lot of times people like us here don't vote or they just go in there and be checking off boxes.
They tell me all the time, like, oh, he's going to win anyway. Why are we going to vote? I'm like, because if it gets tied, you got to go by the vote numbers. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Like, yes, really. Like, what are we talking about here?
And like, prime example.
That got starting household. People, you got to educate your kids.
Because I remember the lady next to me voted. She literally just like, Kamala. And then she just started guessing the rest of the shit. She didn't give a fuck about none of the rest of this shit. She was like, Kamala. And then it kept going.
Like, people didn't care about the Senate race.
Nope.
Right?
They should have.
And my thing is, your senator doesn't just represent your state. They go to the Hill and then their vote counts nationally. So think about who you sending and what type of brain, what type of headspace they're in when they're casting votes on the floor. It's not just about I'm representing people from Maryland. Because they're gonna do whatever when they get up there.
Right. Stuff gonna change. It's just not we're just not in a space right now for it to change, unfortunately. I think when stuff changes, we won't even be here.
Oh my God.
Anymore.
I didn't know Richard Pryor's daughter was like running for office and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I was driving down the street.
Wow,
she had a sign.
Like,
forget
like
Richard
for what?
Pryor. He did my girl Pam.
I think she's trying to be an Alden person or something.
But
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Richard Pryor
Rain Pryor.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So,
what state were they from?
He's really a bad guy.
She's from here. She's here. Trying to get in office.
Okay.
So shout out to Rain Pryor. You want to come on the show?
Well, they're not gonna switch stuff up, especially here in Baltimore. Every time bad stuff happens, they get more money. But you can switch the conversation.
Gotcha.
A lot of people don't want to talk about that, but it's
no. You absolutely correct. And
how you get money if you get shot and survive?
Right.
Crazy.
And and that's another thing too, because we don't see Brandon until he needs us.
Every time bad stuff happens in Baltimore, we get more money. He don't use it towards Baltimore, but
not at all.
More money.
Yeah, Parks and Rec, none of that. They get all that money, but we got a club music day,
and that's because I think these things are too broad. Do you want to put X amount of dollars into education? Well, what does that even mean?
Right.
Is it going in the classroom? Is it teacher's salary? Is it the principal? Is it going in somebody's pocket that we may never see that does absolutely nothing?
Right.
I'll
Is
take
it
what is it for
buildings?
2000?
Is it whatever?
And it's
Like,
because
where does
the
this
buildings
money
be
go?
And
raggedy?
it's because
Like,
we
what's
don't
going
know
on?
about it. If the perfect, because I didn't really like, we knew, like, you know that a money pot goes into the school system, but you don't know how it works.
Yes.
If you watch Abbott Elementary,
I love
and
that show.
damn episode when they had to go to end up going to the school board, and they broke that in the most funniest way ever. But they broke down how everything works. I was like, that's how it. That's a perfect, like, watch Abbott. That TV show is funny, but when I mean she tackles so much stuff in the school system, anything you can, anything you have questions about.
Like,
in the
even
school,
just books. Like, when she broke it down in the book shit, I was
any
like,
question you have about the school system and how it runs, especially the public school system, watch that damn TV show, because every question you have, that damn TV show give you the answer, because I did not know that's how that worked.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Please, my God. I was like,
crazy.
that's how it
I got a lot to add to that, but that's a whole.
That's how it works.
So, Ty, you touched on it earlier, and I was looking at I was like, damn, he see my phone. So, segregation. It's a big topic in our side of town. Did it hurt us?
Segregation?
Yes. I mean, like, from a long time, like, because some people want to bring it back. I've heard that conversation lately.
So it's
people want to bring.
I think that
I don't think that's a broad.
segregation, like it is broad. So for me, I would want to narrow it down, which is like I'm not good. By me being pro-black, it doesn't mean I'm anti-white. But if your establishment says whites only, I am not upset.
Okay.
I'm okay with not going there.
Yeah.
And I feel like if more of us was like that, then more of us would support more of us, and we wouldn't even need to think about if they're letting us in or not. They won't let us get in here, or my job won't do this, and they won't let. So they won't let us in our clubs. Our club more lit. So I was just talking to my partner yesterday, and he was in the band, and I was saying, like, as an adult looking at band, I wish I would have looked at band like that when I was in school. And he was like, a lot of people thought that, people in band was this way or that way. He said, we just didn't care. We don't need to be a part of y'all circle because we have our own circle that already understands us. Now, if you on the football team and you rock with me, we'll build a genuine relationship, because I don't need to, they don't need to be a transaction. I already have everything I need in my circle. So you'd have to literally be, a authentic person, genuine, and actually come giving something of value in order for me to even want to give you that. I feel like segregation put us in that place. Okay. And then when it got raised, and some people, unfortunately, thought white ice was colder. So instead of going to my mom and pop store right here that I've been going to my whole life,
you go to Macy's.
I'm gonna go to Macy's. And instead of going, and then next thing you know, my mom and pop store got to close, because everybody that went there done skipped over them to go to the other place. And now, instead of us growing our own stuff, selling our own stuff, cooking our own stuff, educating our own people, we done just gave up all of it and said, hey, please do it for us, and wonder why kids is graduating only on a second grade reading level.
Okay. That is Tyronn Motley. He is okay with white only pies.
You know what? That was my brain. There. So I think for me, I want to know: are we talking literally or figuratively?
No, they're talking like looking like Jim Crow.
I don't want that.
Okay.
Now this has nothing to do with me favoring, something that white people have or big brands or anything like that. I feel like I am a tax-paying, educated adult.
I'm gonna go wherever the fuck I want to go to.
Exactly. And if I'm walking down the street and I want a piece of pie, and the first place that I get to has pie, I want to go in there and get pie.
They don't sell nigga pies.
I don't, but see that, no.
And I like nigga pies. So
and I like nigga
skip
pie
that
too.
store anyway.
And here's the thing. But if that's what I want, like if I'm thirsty and I want a bottle of water and that happens to be the first place that I go to, I don't care about who own it. I want to go get some freaking water. Okay. I don't want to have to go 2 blocks down and get water. Like, does that make sense?
I think they'll phase out if they do that though. 1.3 trillion.
But I do agree with you. I think that we need to do better of building community. I think that we need to do better with supporting community. And I think that a lot of that will kind of happen on its own, where that we don't need to put a blacks only sign in the window. They don't need to put a whites only sign in the window. I think that kind of stuff just happens because...
Well, how long we have to wait? Because we've been waiting.
Yeah, we've been waiting, but I think we think about so much of the negative stuff. We're not talking about how much of the positive stuff changed. Yeah, there's still a lot of the bad stuff that's going on. That's just life. I just feel like we keep forgetting that life is just life. Because a lot of people want to go to all these other countries and stuff, and because they do this different over there, they don't like our black asses over there either.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't like us over there. Africans, they don't like us. They can't stand our black. They can't stand us.
Yeah, you just like...
I feel like segregation needed to happen because yes, we was cool. No matter how much we would have been in our bubble and try to fix as much stuff as we want to, if segregation didn't happen, every time they felt like we was getting a little higher up, they was going to keep destroying it. Mm-hmm. And then as much as they was going to keep destroying it, we could keep fighting for it. We're going to keep fighting for it, and we're going to fight you with it. Right. But guess what? We the ones that's going to keep getting lynched.
Right.
They still going to tear down our communities, et cetera, et cetera.
Because I feel like in power.
I feel like segregation should have happened because you should be able to move and live and move freely. I just feel like when segregation happened, the black community took away the black community when segregation happened. So I feel like it should have happened. Okay. I don't think it's bad for us because if segregating, if it never happened, we wouldn't have rap, we wouldn't have hip hop, we wouldn't have been able to have a lot of stuff that a lot of us black people have because we only, like I said, we only talk about the negative stuff, but we don't talk about the fact that we have come a long way.
Our culture, our hair, our clothes,
of stuff happened.
All of that.
A lot of positive stuff happened for it.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it's still a lot of negative stuff is getting in the backfield because of it, but it needed to happen. I just think that I'm gonna say early 2000ish, and I feel like the crack epidemic ended up fucking a lot of stuff up. Yeah, because with the parents that was born in like the late 50s, late 60s, y'all were the ones that was getting high. So a lot of the when I was like the kids for us, we still had the morals. The kids that was born in like the late 80s and stuff like that, but y'all fucked up the whole fish fry every Friday and the family getting together because y'all was the ones that was supposed to end up moving the needle after our grandmothers. But y'all couldn't move the needles after our grandmothers because y'all end up going out doing stupid shit.
They moved the wrong needle.
So we...
That is called literal.
So for like, in my family is huge, and in my family is always a group of generations. You got your group of people that grew up together. So for my people that grew up together on down, we still know everyone. But my kids only know the people that my kids know, and that's the people that I'm around because we didn't have the big parties no more. Yeah. We didn't have the aunt that end up getting everyone because the aunt that got everyone together is gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
And then
we big mama now.
They gone.
That's us. It's supposed to be us.
Right. That generation is gone, and then the generation that was supposed to carry it on was the ones that started getting high and all that other stuff. So they the ones who broke it up. So segregation definitely should have happened. Everyone want to think about it in a bad way, but y'all shouldn't. The worst part about segregation is y'all forgot to keep y'all moral. I know I'm saying it wrong, but that should have still been put in place after segregation ended up getting let go. Because we wouldn't have been able to do a lot of stuff that we're able to do if we were still in that mindset. Because like I said, they was going to keep destroying it. And if they was going to keep knocking it down, and then with them keep knocking it down, and we fight back, we can fight back. But guess who's going to get in trouble for it?
Yeah.
Us.
But
you get what I'm saying? So it's a catch-22. I don't think it's a black and white area. I just think that it definitely should have happened. Everyone should have still been able to keep the same values.
So what do you think about the younger kids? Because it's Gen Z saying this mostly, that they should bring it back.
They Gen Z.
Do they know for real?
Gen
That's
Z,
my question.
Gen Z never lived Gen Z never lived a lot. Like y'all didn't live.
They grew up with a black president.
Y'all grew up. Y'all
the
didn't,
internet.
Y'all didn't see what we saw growing up. As a kid growing up, I knew one white kid in my neighborhood. It was one white kid that lived in my court, and I remember his name. His name was Joseph. I grew up down Latrobe. His name was Joseph.
Shout out to White Charlie.
His mother, his grandma, he lived with his grandmother. His grandmother lived down the projects across the court from my grandmother. His uncle was a drug addict. His mother was a drug addict, but the grandmother wasn't. He was the only white kid I knew. I never seen a white kid growing up, as in to play with a white kid. We didn't see that.
Right. That's a fact.
Our kids on. It's so diverse. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's diverse. Y'all don't understand the struggle, and y'all shouldn't understand the struggle. But y'all can click on a button on a TV or click on a button on the internet, and y'all can see something outside of what y'all usually see. When we were younger, we was growing up, unless your parents took you somewhere else, we only saw what we saw. We couldn't see nothing outside of what we see, because I lived in Latrobe. We moved to Parkside Gardens, and I felt like I was in a whole different fucking city.
It is.
It's totally different when you know what I'm saying. But I feel like they just wanna, because if we was without, we wouldn't have did what our grandparents did. Y'all would have died. Y'all would have died because y'all do too much. You know what I'm saying? They had to figure stuff out. They had to put stuff in perspective. Y'all think that just because y'all seeing stuff how y'all saw it, that these motherfuckers didn't fight for us. How y'all think y'all able to do all of this?
Right.
Thank you.
So if they want to have segregation, let their asses have segregation. I don't want it. Me personally, I don't want it. Okay. I agree with you in some sense. If I go in a store and they don't want me in that store and they don't respect me, I'm not fighting to be in your store.
Yeah.
So I think they like the upfrontness. They don't want the subtle racism. They don't like, oh, why are you here? They don't want that. They want, get out my store. They want that in their face.
They want
because Gen Zers are weird.
David Banner said it as well.
White people to get out of our store.
Y'all want that?
That's what they want. I'm not putting that.
David Banner said it as well. He said he would like his white people like Mississippi white people. Yeah. If a Mississippi white person loves you, you don't have to question it. Mm-hmm. It's love. And if they hate you, you don't have to question it. Mm-hmm. He said, so if you're my friend or my enemy, as long as you show me that face up front, I respect it. So I think that's the way that they're looking at it, to say, if you don't like me, you're allowed to not like me. Right. But don't be smiling in my face, calling me bro. Don't be around me and putting me on your basketball team. Don't be around me and... You know what I'm saying? Oh, now that he's gone, let's take out the white pies.
But they want it for retaliation, though. Yeah. David Banner looking at it as is either you love me or you don't, and if you don't, then I don't gotta fuck with you. Right. But if you do, then we cool, and that's it. And I don't care about nothing else in the middle.
Side note: I was at Jewtown yesterday.
The new generation want
that's what I was just explaining.
They want you to say it yes or no, but as soon as you say no, I don't fuck with you, they wanna retaliate against the situation. It's always great to walk away. Why you care? I don't give a fuck what you think about me.
Because to me, I feel like it already is kind of happening anyway. Like if you think about it, my hair salon is black only. Mm-hmm. It don't have a sign on it that says it. Ain't no white person walking up in there. Right. You know what I'm saying? I went to a HBCU. Mm-hmm. Were there white people there? Yeah. Did they get looks? Like, yeah, when you saw a white person on campus, it was kind of like, oh shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they felt a little something. You know, the places that I frequent and go, like the little neighborhood bars and stuff like that I go to, the white people don't be in there. Right. Just like I don't go to biker bars. Mm-hmm. I don't go because
they don't want you.
They don't want me in there, and I'm not pressed to go where you don't want me. But what we not about to do is tell me that because a white person owns Nordstrom's, right? I can't go in Nordstrom's and buy some whatever it is I want to buy simply because a white
store only type thing.
Like,
man,
no,
we run fashion. I wish Nordstrom's would outcast that.
That's what I'm saying.
Nordstrom's would. It would be no Nordstrom's. That joint is gone.
I'm not doing
I'm
that.
perfectly fine with if that's not where you want me to go, then I won't go. You ain't hurt my feelings.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But I don't want it to be. I can't cross over this side of Charles Street because this side is the white side and this side is the black side. That is just too. I don't want to live. Why would you want to live in that?
I was just in Jewtown yesterday.
Yeah.
This part of Northern Parkway was Jewtown. This part is when you get into Park Heights.
Yeah.
But when I was over in Jewtown, they didn't treat me weird. They didn't act me, you know what I mean? But if I would have wild out in there and on their side of town, everybody collectively would have came and put me in check. There's people that work over there. But at the same, I don't think that pro something means it has to be anti something. And for anybody that wants to be anti something, they would find out how much they would lose by cutting us out today. Like if Nordstrom say we can't go in there. And then all of the fashion that came from white people and other people, and we go, you know what? We're just not gonna wear that no more because only Nordstrom sells it. We're gonna wear this instead. We made jerseys hot. Then they tried to make that a thing where they got all these different type of jerseys, and the very next year we say, all right, we off it. And moved on and said, we're going to do button-ups. Had they said, black people can't buy these button-ups. Sales of button-ups declined. So I'm like, if you want to do that, put that face on and you'll find out how much we were contributing when your shit folds.
Just live life.
We just got to stand on it.
It's like, I don't need you to tell me but once, boo-boo. Listen.
I don't want to be separated.
I went to go take my car to a dealership.
With a white man, but I don't want to marry one.
I took my car to a dealership out in Annapolis because there's only a few of that, I guess, brand around here, right? I took it out there. I walked in to get my car service, and I could feel, as black people, you can feel and I'm talking about real Annapolis, not the mall. I'm talking about real Annapolis. And I walked in for 5 minutes. I was like, oh, we on that kind of vibe? You ain't got to worry about me coming here again. Right, ever. And I ain't never gave them back my money. Ever. If I had to drive an extra 30 minutes out of my way, I'm not going back there. And that's fine. So I feel like for all of us who have been around the block a few times, segregation, and I mean this for us and white people, it's already happening. The Gen Zers, they don't know
they different
what's going on, but then on the flip side, they love to be like, oh yeah, I got it out the mud. No, you didn't, because we made sure y'all ain't have no mud to get it out from.
Y'all doing good with what y'all need to go. What y'all doing good with? Y'all doing good with the understanding the taxes and understanding financial
and
stability.
Diversity
and
all
I
the
love
other
that
stuff.
for them.
Yes.
That's a lot of stuff that we didn't know.
Loving everybody no matter what.
Nobody taught us that.
We didn't have that.
When it comes to that, even though they don't have it no more, but when it comes to balancing a checkbook, they know how to do that.
Yeah.
We don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
But we don't want it to go back to something that we saw before. And we didn't see it that much, but we still saw it. We don't want to see that.
Right.
Our grandparents don't want to see that. No. Our parents don't want to see it. They lived it. We didn't. We don't want to see it because even though our
mom sees it,
even though our parents saw it, they still talk to us about it. We can't talk to y'all about it because we ain't really see it. We only heard about it. So why would you want to go back to that? We can still do stuff collectively without segregation. No, we don't need segregation.
Like they actually believe, like when our parents would say, you can be anything you want to be. We was like, I mean, we can, but
we can't.
Like,
but now
it was always about
y'all can do whatever. Y'all can be whatever y'all want to.
Like about 5 or 6 things we knew we couldn't do. President being one of them. We was like, we ain't doing that. But now Gen Z, they like, no, I can be president. They got a black Spider-Man now. They can be Spider-Man. They can do all this stuff. We couldn't do that.
We couldn't do none of that.
So my mom was born in 55, right? It's I literally have to reprogram how she speaks. Because
my dad?
Yeah, because she grew up in the last part of the Jim Crow.
Yeah.
So she knows how bad it was. Yeah. So she'll say things, I can't say on here because it's going to be on YouTube to this day about certain people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if she sees Ty with them pants on, she might say something about him because the pants is a little snug for her liking. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, I got room, man.
Yeah, right. But my mom won't say that. You're like,
well, I got that scrunchy part at the bottom.
I mean, it's like, so, yeah. I don't get them.
Why y'all keep wanting to go back? We just got to go forward and make and
I
think
agree.
of something. Everyone want to keep going back. I like watching history stuff. I like to see how stuff go from here to there. But I don't want to live in that. Why? Everything got to go forward. We got to figure out how to fix what's going forward. Yeah. We don't want to go back and put stuff. You can have some of the morals, like beat the shit out your kids because that's how they going to be good. But all of them motherfuckers that got their asses whooped, didn't y'all get high? Didn't y'all fuck up the community? Didn't y'all? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's different. It's
mental
different
health issues,
right?
All that. Yeah.
It's different ways to fix stuff because a lot of the stuff that they did back in the day was not the key. Some of it was, and some of it wasn't. We just gotta figure out ways to make it better. And then at the end of the day, if you're a trash ass parent, your kid gonna be trash. And
True.
then if you're not a trash ass parent and your kid is just a peer pressuring ass kid, then the shit is gonna happen. Stop trying to keep going backwards. Shit, I don't want to go backwards. Besides eggs being cheaper.
I think people just need to. I think people need to look at the entire scope because what we're talking about is a generation looking a couple generations back and trying to say this is how it would go. Now, when you look back like at anything, there's studies have shown whenever you remember something, you take away from the original thing because then you start remembering the memory. And then every time you do it, if you were a sucker when you were small and the kid rolled up on you and did something, then when you remember it, and as you get stronger, you think back to that with a stronger mentality. And it's like, well, it ain't really bothered me like that. I smacked him, da-da-da, but he ain't really want to do nothing. If he wanted to, he would have did. You see what I'm saying? So you have that nostalgic aspect. The same way we look back and we'll say, oh, I want that old school kind of love. You talking about when a dude with rule of thumb meant that you can beat a woman with a stick as long as it was no bigger than your thumb? You want to go back to that? You know what I mean? When you couldn't vote, that's what you want? Yeah. And a lot of them only see they've been together. They want
bits and
pieces.
They don't want the whole.
So you got to look at it in its totality and take out pieces and say,
I want Big Mama and Pop love. Yeah. Pop was cheating. And he got like 10 families.
Had a whole family on the other side.
You know why we call her Aunt Joyce, nigga? Because that's really your aunt.
That's really your aunt.
That's really your aunt. You want that life. Like, no, like Pop was out here being dirty. You get what I'm saying? But he still brought the check home. But you okay with that? And if you okay with that, but then that's the type of love you want. You okay with the fact that your parents was okay with selling your 14-year-old's grandmother off to a 28-year-old man that already had kids. Right. And then now that he ain't want that lady no more, if that lady passed away, now your 14-year-old grandmother is messing with your 28-year-old Pop. You don't see the difference in the features between Pop and Mama? Why Pop looks so much older than Mama?
He old as fuck.
Stop. Everybody stop wanting what was what. You gotta figure out what you like. I don't want no flashy ass nigga. Can we say nigga on here? Man. I don't want no flashy
Not
man.
after everything else that was
exactly. Like we started off with coke. I feel like
we started off with coke.
I didn't know we was recording when we talking about cocaine.
Side note, pollen has not been my friend.
Not mine either.
I just wanted to say that out loud because this did start with pollen. So if you see me sniffling, I promise you it's allergies.
Look, as long as you ain't doing this, you good.
Too many people wanting what other people want instead of you got to figure out what you like. Like I said, I don't like a flashy guy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's nothing wrong with it though. Right. I totally don't think nothing's wrong with it. But that's not the type of guy I want, and that's fine. I think it's perfectly fine if a man want a female or a female want a man that's in a certain price point. So if I'm a female and I'm saying that I'm not dating this guy that make $50,000, I want to date the guy that make $200,000. Why y'all think that's a bad thing? That's what she like. Right. So why you care? That's what she like. Or I'm a guy. I only like light skinned girls. If he only like light skinned girls, so what? Why would you want to be with someone
that's
that don't
the whites
like
only
you?
sign? You know,
let him
this ain't
be
for
with
me.
that. The only problem that I be having about certain situations, just because it's something that you don't like, that doesn't mean everyone else doesn't like it. Facts. Don't talk down on something that you don't like. But if you don't want to date a female with kids, don't date a female with kids. There's nothing wrong with you not wanting to date a female with kids. And us females and us males need to stop being mad at people for what they want and what they like. Now, if you're the type that don't like something and talk down on something that you don't like, then you're trash.
Now, see, that's something.
That's the difference in the headspace.
I learned that.
Fuck, you want to be with someone that don't want to be with you?
Yeah.
When in business. right? When I, started a small business or whatever, I learned that tenfold that every customer is not for me. And I'm not the business for every customer, right? And so I'm not going to cheapen my services or my price to fit what you think I'm worth. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So it's not always going to work. And that's okay. You don't have to be mad about it. You don't have to be whatever, and just because somebody's a good person don't mean that they the good person for you.
Yeah, that's
Agreed.
So
it don't work out
He's
sometimes.
a good man. That's what's wrong with y'all females. He's a good man. He's cockeyed.
He a good
I don't
man,
want to mess
Savannah.
with him. His breath stink. I don't want to mess with him. There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, he make $200,000, but he's ugly to me.
So
It's fine.
if he checks off every box for you, but he looks over here,
And I'm not attracted to him, I can't be with you because I'm not attracted to you.
I
That's
respect
just me.
that.
Okay.
I can't be with someone that I'm
I
not
respect
attracted. If I'm
that.
not attracted
no,
to
I
you,
get it. I was
And I'm
asking.
gonna tell you what,
I can't be with you.
what I'm not going to do is get a man like that and then fix him up, because then they will leave. I've
Bobby
seen
Brown?
that happen.
Come on.
I've seen it happen. I'm not
Okay.
about to take you out here and
It's
get you
certain
dressed
stuff
up and
is-
get the teeth
certain
fixed
stuff
and the
is just not
haircut
fixable.
or whatever, and then you walk around like your shit don't stink, and then next
You
thing
can
you
check
know,
off every box and you trash in bed, I'm going to cheat on you. I can't be with no one that's not good in bed. And then what I like in bed
I don't
is
agree with that, but I respect it so much.
cheating on you.
I mean, it's facts
I'm not
though.
going to
It's
cheat on you.
facts.
I can't be with no one.
I'm
I'm
about
not
to say,
that
why can't you
mature.
just teach him?
I'm not that mature.
Okay, all right, all right. We're gonna move
I'm not
on.
going to cheat on you.
I
probably
love it.
I don't have one of them, so I
Can you
can't necessarily
imagine?
teach
You
you how to
telling
do it.
me, not if you already in a relationship and something happened to them,
But to start off, yeah.
but to start off, you telling me that you can be in a relationship with a female that doesn't satisfy you sexually?
If they're willing to learn,
What if you tried all that and it's just not what it is?
that's why there's
Oh,
so
then
many
that's
depressed
different.
people
Yeah,
out here.
yeah.
That's
Then-
why
then-
so many
then you
You know
depressed
how
people
much
out
stuff,
here.
and it's fine with. I understand. Like it's okay. It's okay for Johnny to be with. She want to be with you for everything else you have, but I can get it. I want you to get it. I don't want to be a. I don't. That whole strong black woman is trash. I don't want to be that.
I'm tired. I want to be.
I don't want
myself,
to be
Sarah.
that. But I know certain stuff that I just, and it's okay for you to like and want certain stuff. If I'm with you and you can't satisfy me
I don't want to be a
sexually,
strong black
I don't
woman
think
no
I
more.
can.
I want to be a
can't be
soft
with a
black
guy
woman.
that can't do it.
I'm tired.
okay.
I want to be a strong black female. You can keep that shit. Want that?
Okay.
Trash.
See, this happens when you start off with coke. See, this is when you start off with coke. All right.
I want
Last.
to tell y'all that my nose was just itching, and I'm afraid to rub it after you just said starting off with
That
coke.
coat. It's like, no, I'm joking.
So, last question. Representation in media for us. One, how you guys feel about how we looking out in these streets, and two, this is specifically for this reason, how people get a hold of our stuff and water it down, i.e., pop the balloon on Netflix.
So
How
media.
you looking out?
Yeah, how we looking, like podcasting, TV shows, or like how we looking out here to
I feel
y'all?
like all that
One-
stuff is perfectly fine with me. Because if
One-
you going to dictate your life based off of what someone else is saying and someone else is doing,
You
that's
deserve
on you.
what
You
comes.
deserve it. Like when we watch the pop the balloon, some of the stuff be like, what the fuck? But if that's what they don't like, then that's what they don't like. So why does it matter? And the same with people hate Boosie. I fucking love Boosie.
But we
Yeah,
need
it's-
representation.
It's
So-
other representation out there. Y'all just choosing not to look at it.
One of
What
the
fault is that?
things that I'm still very raw about is what they did to my girl Joanne Reed.
What was that?
She
You
was
know
on.
the
She
names.
was a evening anchor on MSNBC. She's had a show called The Readout for like 7 years,
But what happened with her?
and she was primetime. So they got a new president of MSNBC, and they came in and was like, "Oh, we're gonna shake things up a bit and replace her." So they replaced her, and it is a panel show, and I want to say it's a Latina, a black woman, and a white guy. So I think they did that to try to be like, oh, but it was another black woman on the show. But I'm like, but now she's part of an ensemble, and you took away this black woman, an amazing journalist that had her own show, her own platform. And a lot of people was really pissed off about that. And they gave no reason as to why it wasn't her ratings, because there were other shows on the network that had way worse ratings than her. That was old white man host that's been there forever, who have sucker ratings.
How she look?
She's all right looking. I mean, I'm trying to be whatever.
I don't think it's fair that you don't have a camera over there that could have caught that face.
I'm trying my best to get this phone, y'all. I got it.
I was gonna help, but I was having fun.
Here's the thing.
If you'd have threw it up and caught it, boy.
I was trying to think of that, but then she
is a darker skinned woman with short hair. Mm-hmm. Okay,
but dark skinned women can be bad. That's what I'm saying. How she look? I don't.
Yeah, I don't think she's. So let me Joy-Ann Reid. I don't think she's.
I love her name, Joy-Ann.
Yes,
that's amazing.
I don't think she's an ugly woman, but I mean, I don't like. She's not classically beautiful. Beautiful. That's you get what I'm trying to say, And there's a lot of women I don't necessarily think I'm classically pretty, by what standards are, right? Mm-hmm. But I think how they did her was absolutely dirty.
I like it with the long hair, to be honest with you.
Yeah, those was wigs.
Yeah,
but
I know.
Yeah. But
okay.
She came out like Wakanda, and that was probably it for her.
It wasn't how she looked, and it's not because she's dark skinned. It's not because she got a short hair. It's her age.
But yeah, I mean, I say all
and
that
they do that all the time. Unfortunately,
it's white chicks on there on that station who are older than her.
But she's not black, unfortunately. I'm not saying it's right. But...
So yeah, I don't like that they did that. That was just one very large example. And media does that to black women a lot.
But she don't need to be somewhere that she's not wanted. So if they going to get her off because of whatever the stipulation may be, now we have more platforms.
Absolutely. And I mean, she has a podcast that she does. So she going to be all right.
Miss Joe,
you know what I'm saying?
They put you off. Fuck them.
But it was the way that they did it that pissed me off.
Come on with SMG.
Man, fuck it. They're gonna do what they do, and they're gonna say what they're gonna do, and put. Oh, I'm gonna just fuck all that, Miss Joanne, because I love her name. I love her old name. Now she got the means and the whatever to do what she needs to do on her own, and she's getting the money 100% instead of getting it.
And she's 60%. Not censored. And she said that on her last show without saying it. Mm-hmm. She was like, "You can look for me in these other places. I have other platforms." And I was like, "Sis, really, what you're saying is, I can go on my YouTube channel and I can say what the fuck I want to say, and I don't have to be censored by the network or whatever." But I just thought it was cruddy how they did her. But
no, it was definitely cruddy. But what I also noticed, with us, the world will be falling apart and we'll be learning new line dances. And I think a lot of it comes from a lot of us are in survival mode.
I just learned how to do that the other day. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so a lot of us, because we're in survival mode, all of this stuff that's happening, you got fired because it was black. Or I got fired because they didn't get rid of the other people. They picked me. I was the one doing all this work here, and they put me out of here. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, because we're used to seeing that, we can laugh and joke while everybody else is losing their mind. Mm-hmm. And the way that I look at representation, it's if you put a rabbit in the lion's cage, the rabbit's either going to have to learn to be a lion or it's going to get destroyed in there. And no matter how you paint it, it's not going to be a good representation of a rabbit if we're only looking at it through a lion's cage. So she couldn't be herself in that place. Mm-hmm. And she had to either become them, which we would have hated her for, or continue to be her and end up getting destroyed, which they ended up doing, kicking her out of there. So how is that representation if this whole place is not cool with representation?
But you asked the question about representation and how we look. Give me an example, because you have examples. So, if I know anything about you, give me the example that you're talking about so we can speak on that.
So we have black podcasts.
Okay.
Of course, it's two sides of every coin. There's the ratchet side that talks about the 50-50 relationships, this, that, and the third. Then we got the other side that talks something similar to what we're talking about today. Why is it we see more 50-50? I don't follow any blogs, but I still will see more ratchet.
I think it's intentional.
The same way you can say I want tacos and then your phone gonna keep bringing up taco stuff. If we talk about certain stuff, or if you click on one,
it's clickbait.
If you click on something on your phone and you're talking up, and you click on something with politics, your phone gonna keep showing you politics stuff.
Well,
If you, mine be like that. But if you click on some of that ratchet stuff that's for viewings, and I watch it because it's entertaining. I don't give a damn about no 50-50.
Right. So
it's more entertaining.
So with that.
But we only looking at it on our point of view. So if we like I said earlier, if we only looking at the shade realms, or if we only looking at those certain outlets, that's the only thing we're going to keep seeing. You got to look at something else to see the different.
But a lot of people, not us in this room, but a lot of people won't look at the politic podcast or how to make money podcast, or they'll even clown those things like, well, they're not really making money because they're just a podcast, this, that, and third. But they'll run over to, 8 at the Table or Tonight's Conversation, you know what I'm saying, and sit there and focus and follow everybody, buy their merch, but they won't support the people that really are talking about something.
Because you got to think of the age group too. At 23, 24 years old, we was some stuff that we pay attention to now, we wasn't paying attention to then. So with a lot of social media stuff is being ran by a lot of the younger generations, so they're gonna put out something with the ratings. They're gonna put out something that everybody want to look at, blah blah blah. But I don't freaking know.
We don't engage with the stuff that we actually like, and that's the issue.
I agree.
Okay. I just seen a post, and I've seen this a bunch of times, but it clicked. I seen a dude. He was like, "Hey, y'all gotta watch this episode of Family Guy where they predict everything," and he's pointing to The Simpsons. Right? And you're like, yo, this guy can't be that stupid. But when you go to the comments, it's like, oh, it's The Simpsons. How am I going to listen to you and you don't know the difference between The Simpsons and Family Guy? But TikTok doesn't care what you're writing. He got engagement.
And he got a
So it's like, wait a minute. He knows exactly what he's doing, and everybody's falling into it.
And
it's
if you
the same way.
clicked on that episode was telling you everything he was saying, but the fact that he said it incorrectly, you only focusing on the negative part. And that's what I say all the time. People always focus on the negative part, because like, what's it, Charles? What's his name? The cockeyed guy, Charles.
Charleston White.
Him, because that's the only way I could think of him. We only talk about all of the negative stuff that he put out.
He a rat.
But if y'all look up the stuff that he was doing, so many type of laws that he changed and the stuff he was doing in the community, and he said the perfect thing when I was talking about the stuff that made sense, y'all wasn't listening to me. Yep. But when I'm talking about all of the ignorant stuff, y'all listening to me. So what I do is I talk about all this ignorant shit so I can get the screen time. And then when it's time to talk about the positive stuff, you're going to listen. Like the Cam Newton show, they only post all the bad stuff. So it makes people want to watch it. But if you watch that fucking podcast, half of the shit he was saying was very, very good stuff. Yeah. And he was giving us insight on a lot of stuff. But you got to gravitate them in. So I'm not saying that he's right for doing what he's doing, but sometimes if you got some of the bad stuff that's getting pointed out there for you to gravitate, for you to listen to the bigger picture, then it is what it is. I think it's a mindset. You just got to get to that certain mindset. When you're in your 20s, you're not thinking about some of the stuff that you're thinking about when you're in your 30s and your 40s.
And a lot of people, I feel
people need to stop caring how people think about stuff.
A lot of people are, get-wits, right? So if I see a podcast, that has, 1 million views on YouTube, I'm going to click on it because 1 million people did it. So and I don't know if you experienced this, but we talking some, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, I have a podcast as well, right? So I'm not a celebrity. So I didn't come into podcasting with, I could just go on my Instagram page because I already had 1 million followers, and I could be like, Jorae got a podcast, and everybody gonna be like, oh my gosh, she got a podcast. No, but I be saying some good stuff, just like you be saying some good stuff. But because we didn't already have a platform of people who are just gonna like us simply because, oh, that's Jorae. Whatever she do, whatever she sell, whatever,
it's dope.
I'm gonna click on it, and I think it's gonna be dope. People missing out on a whole lot. People could be getting all kinds of good knowledge and opinions and other ways of thinking about things, but they not going to dig for it. They not going to listen to it. They not going to do all that. And they going to listen to, the Drink Champs, and whatever Joe Budden's podcast.
Because most people don't know who they are.
I think the problem is it's okay for both of the situations to be good.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing. Like, it's okay for me to sit there and watch that damn debate that I end up cutting off, because what the fuck are you talking about? I can watch that, but I'm gonna watch Love and Hip Hop. I'm gonna read a book that's about life, but I'm gonna read my ratchet books. It's okay to do both.
That's the issue. Most people don't know who they are in order to find the balance.
But that's something that you have to figure out, because
when can they figure that out if they're only following the trends that is being
but that's a them problem. That's not a everybody problem. That's a them problem, because you gotta find out who you are, and when you find out who you are, can be different stages of life, or you gotta find out certain things. Like, for me, when it comes to me for dating right now, in my mindset, if you just look at the outskirt of who I am with the kids, etc., I am the bottom of the barrel when it comes to dating.
On Black Podcast, you are.
I'm the worst.
Yeah, you trash on Black Podcast.
I'm trash. What? Yeah. You know how many niggas that I fucked?
Yeah.
Cause just because how many kids, that's what y'all gonna label.
That's the clip.
You know how many niggas that I fucked?
Well, we get the million today, baby.
Because that's what you label me as. And then with me looking at them podcasts, I started to think that. But then when I sit there and I think about people that's not me and outside of me and don't have I have 4 kids. Why so ghetto? But when you think, I say that to them all the time, they don't care. But when you think of, when I see people that doesn't, that has less, but they trash, but they gonna look like the good person, and I'm not. And when at the end of the day, I came to realize, either you gonna like me if you don't. So if you don't want to mess with me because I have 4 kids, then don't mess with me because I have 4 kids. It's perfectly fine. But in society, I am when it comes to society and it comes to females, I am the worst bottom of the barrel female, and it comes from people that look like me. And I used to listen to it, and I used to think about it, and it used to hurt my feelings, and oh my God, yeah, you're right.
But it's the same
but
way
you
for
gotta
me.
get out that mindset. You gotta get out that mindset, and you gotta go for people that want to go for you. So who cares about what people date? If I want someone to show me how they are,
then I
because
can
if we talking and that's what you're focusing on, and you don't like that, I'm perfectly fine with that, because I already know who you are, because you telling me I'm okay with you. Just don't disrespect me.
I think I know what you about to say. But
because I'm over 40.
Yeah,
and I have no biological kids. So
you definitely tricked. Something wrong with you.
I was getting
you don't have no kids,
flip
and you 40, and you a man.
Flip your coin over.
You trash.
I am over 40.
What?
I have never been married.
Oh yeah, you real
and
trash.
I don't have kids. So I be looking at these podcasts
because it's something
like,
wrong with you.
I be looking like,
the only person that's okay is Ty.
But wait,
because he's married with kids.
Right. But I be like, what do you want? Do you want the single mom with kids?
But he also a cheater.
You saying that she's
ratchet. Crazy.
Black podcast, right? He a cheater.
But then if I'm the opposite and I'm single and don't have any kids, it's still something wrong with me.
It's something wrong with
what
you.
the fuck are y'all looking for?
And that's what I'm saying.
Because what I get is, you probably don't even want no man.
Most
you too independent. It's something wrong with you because ain't nobody want to be with you.
Yep. We spend too much time listening to people that don't know who they are.
They don't know who they are.
Because the reality of it is,
they don't.
There is something wrong with being single with a bunch of kids. There's something wrong with being married without kids. There's something wrong with never being married. There's something wrong with cheating. There's something wrong with having multiple partners. There's something wrong with everything if you ask the wrong person. But there's a dude that's going to look and be like, 4 kids. I don't have any kids. I've always wanted kids, and I ain't trying to start over. Right. Let's start with your kids and your idea.
Right, you got to find someone for you. And then
depends.
And then one of the guys from the podcast, he light skinned with dreads. He talked the worst when it comes to black females and single mothers and this and that. But you married a single mother, and you married a white single mother, but you down talk all of the black single mothers. But everything that he's against, he married, but he just married a different race. So why y'all sitting there?
I don't even want to do that.
Yeah, he viral.
When it comes to everything and how it looks, if you going off of what you see, for one, social media is illusion. None of my pages are private. You can go on any one of my pages because you can see whatever it is. I put out whatever I want to put out. I don't think my page should be private because that's just my mindset. Yeah. But most of the people that put stuff on social media, they for one, most of the most happiest people on social media is not happy. And then some of the people on social media with all the money and you got this and you got that have the worst life. And then some of the people that actually put their raw feelings on social media, y'all talk bad about them.
Yes,
but they are the ones that's giving us the reality when it comes to life.
You either talk bad or those.
I'm giving y'all reality, niggas.
So when it comes
to posts with no views.
So when it comes to the representation, I don't think is a good or bad thing because at the end of the day, it's up to you to. If you want to go along with what that stuff is, then that's on you. And if you're not, that's on you. Because that 50-50 conversation is the worst conversation ever. Because if you want to be with, if I'm a female and I want to be with someone that pay all my bills, you're going to find a nigga that's going to pay all your bills. I don't understand why y'all think that's not a thing.
Anybody who brings up 50-50, I look at them like you've never been in a relationship ever in life.
And if you want to be with a 50-50, then y'all do 50-50. I don't think no relationship is 50-50.
I think
someone
overall,
has more.
Everybody should be trying to go 100, and wherever you land, I should be willing to pick up the pieces.
I agree with that.
And I think that should put all of that to bed.
Yeah.
If I pay all the bills, I plan to.
That's why the Ratchet podcast don't be asking you on, bro. You talk too much.
I got to dumb that shit down.
You
know what I'm saying?
You gotta talk the right
Clap
stuff.
Them cheeks. You want some of this cash? You feel me?
It's still something wrong with
cheese.
Because then there's still something wrong with you because you thinking like that and you still don't have nothing. Because life, y'all don't think relationships don't only break up because of cheating.
Facts.
Sometimes life happens, people grow differently, and then instead of y'all figuring out who y'all are as the new person and like the new age, my 30-year-old self is not the same as my 36-year-old self. So instead of us figuring that out, we didn't, so we broke up. Some breakups are not as bad as y'all make it out to be.
So to kind of,
but some people also run away too.
Yeah, people want.
To what you were saying about building community, right?
Nigga.
I feel like for those of us in the media space, whether it's TV, whether it's podcasting, radio, vlogging, YouTubers, what content creation, I'm gonna just say it like that. I think that we need to do a better job of building each other up and sharing each other's stuff. Yes. So that our stuff rises to the top. Yeah. So that those are the things that go viral and those are the things that will appear in people's algorithms instead of the 50-50 podcast, or instead of, I just want to bash women and bash relationships and stuff like that. Because as much as I'm into podcasts and things and, the stuff I watch on YouTube or whatever, I don't even be watching all that ratchet stuff, and somehow
it shows up.
It filters its way into my stuff. I don't live. I don't say I don't never watch it, but it's not like my go-to.
Yeah.
But I feel like the communities of people, whether you're famous or not, that have podcasts about positive things, whether it be about the culture, whether it be about business, whether it be about parenthood, relationship, whatever. We need to elevate those things more so that more people see it. And I want those things to be the ones to infiltrate your For You page.
The crazy thing is when you click on that if you write those type of podcasts, if you go on YouTube, or if you go on social media, if you put that stuff in your feed and it come up, a lot of the stuff have positive, the ratings be just as high, et cetera, et cetera. So I mean, I don't know. They still get the same ratings as the ratchet stuff. It's just the fact that it's just not more broad. But I think the fact that I don't even want it to be broad. I don't want y'all to water it down.
I think the fact that we have a Zeus network, it bothers me.
That's the only thing I hate.
Yeah, that's it.
Listen.
Yeah.
Listen.
That's it. I think that's the only.
Hate Zeus.
Yeah, that's the thing. The only thing that bothers me. Like,
there's
a whole network of just ratchet shit.
Listen, I love ratchet stuff. Put me some ratchet.
Yeah, but that's ratchet times 1,000.
Right.
Zeus is too ratchet.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it was that bad until I watched Baddies, and I tried to watch Baddies, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna watch it because I like me some ratchet stuff. I was like.
First episode.
I lost a lot of brain cells watching this. It's terrible.
I don't know if she still has.
I'm glad y'all getting your money, but I don't like it.
But Jocelyn Hernandez had the show on there.
She
the
treated
cabaret.
And I only watched it because it was my braider had it on, and I was held captive for 3 hours.
I watched that,
and I was like, "Oh my god, this is terrible."
Who the fuck is you talking to?
Yeah,
when she talked to them girls.
Yeah,
and she put hands on them.
Who you?
Yeah, it was horrible. Don't ever
What was
watch
the other one?
I won't.
Don't. Please don't.
It's like the Real Studs of Baltimore or some shit.
I watched that too.
I saw one episode of that.
I was like, what is this? Then they got the
The
side
he
chick,
like, oh my God.
the something side
Yeah,
chicks,
the side chicks of
Charlotte.
something,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
See?
I was like, oh my, I like ratchet stuff. Some
stick
stuff
to the
is
kid
too
shows,
ratchet.
bro.
I thought I liked ratchet stuff, but now
then-
this is
Nah.
That's too
Like-
ratchet.
There's a whole other neighborhood.
It
You
is.
yo.
It's
Clem,
really.
you be like, yo, I think I could.
I'm
hit the
happy.
bottom. No, you're not
No.
even near there. You still on the shore,
Yeah.
brother.
So-
Yeah, I'm cool on
And
all that.
I'm happy everybody getting their money, et cetera, et cetera. But sometimes some
All
stuff
money
is a
ain't good
little
money.
too much. Because baddies, I just don't know what happened. We about to go out and then y'all fighting.
Yeah.
What happened? Why are we fighting? You gotta tell me a story. If I'm gonna watch something ratchet, I need a story. Like Love and Hip Hop,
yeah.
we have a story to the ratchet.
You know when the champagne about to get thrown in your face.
Anything on Zeus is no story to the ratchet.
Yeah, they
it
just walk up
it's just you know,
Commercial
it's like,
break. Bop, bop, bop.
I'm seeing like clips, like I'll just be scrolling,
and that's exactly
And
how
then
the TV show is.
you walk up like, yeah, and I'm like, well, what are those dudes doing? Like, what
Yeah.
are they security?
I need
What
to
they
know the
doing?
story.
They're not security or anything. They just kind of doing
I
this.
can't put a porn on and y'all
And they
just
get
fucking.
it.
I need to know the background story.
So,
Is he the plumber? Is he gonna fix the pipes? So
Bruh.
stop. I'm joking. I'm joking.
You know what?
I'm joking.
Yes.
I'm joking,
I
I'm
need
joking.
one. I need those stories too. Last thing, about representation. The fact that they're putting more interracial couples in commercials.
Oh my God.
That don't bother me.
Right.
Be
But
with who you
they're
wanna
saying
be.
that it's always white man, black woman is never flipped. How do y'all feel about that?
I think that more people care about it being the other way than that way.
Okay.
I think that like
And then the black child always looks like Annie for whatever reason.
Well, I was gonna
but-
say a lot of times the black woman is racially ambiguous.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the times, you know, not every time, but I'm gonna say probably 7 out of 10 times, she could be black, she could be mixed, she could be Latina and black, she could just be,
Right.
you know.
Every
So a lot
woman.
of so you're saying
Yeah,
that
you know.
So you're saying
She
that
little
the
beige.
commercials right now with the black female and the white male and the kid that look more
it's very
white
rare
than
that it's flipped.
that is. I mean, we have seen. I don't want to see that shit. We saw it all our life. How many times you, especially when it comes to sports, I'm tired of seeing like y'all don't never promote the fact that Russell Westbrook. Am I saying his name right? Basketball always says the one that's always dancing.
Yes.
The fact that he has a whole black wife, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't show that as much. Y'all only show LeBron and his wife, and I like his wife, but y'all only show that. But when it comes to all of the other black basketball players, y'all always show the interracial ones.
Yeah.
So we saw that all our life. So now we see a little commercial with a black lady.
'Cause
and
for a
white
while,
man.
it was-
Yes, damn. The same
We
way,
wasn't in commercials. We wasn't
Right.
You know
the
what I mean?
same way every time I see a damn commercial about medicine for HIV, it's always a gay man. It's always gay men.
Always gay men.
I always
them
felt
damn
like gay men
commercials.
should be upset about that.
Yeah, yeah.
I seen that. It was like
You always
That's
see the
crazy.
gay men in those commercials.
I say
yeah.
something wild online, y'all be on me, but nobody cares about
Nobody
this.
cares
huh?
about the fact that y'all keep putting these gay men.
Yep.
Like only people
Yeah,
that can
either-
get HIV is
Yeah,
gay.
either
But,
gay or trans. That's all
But
it's
my
in there.
thing is, I'm like, why we can't get a commercial with just a black couple?
That part.
Y'all
Like
don't
we
be seeing that.
Without,
we've been
without being a
watching-
black product. Can we get a Tide commercial with a black family?
I'm like, so we don't drive Toyotas?
You don't see that? Y'all don't be
We
seeing
don't-
stuff like that?
No.
Not unless you watching BET.
Yeah.
It's almost like they make a separate
Yeah,
commercial.
it'd be a Lexus commercial.
Yeah, but no,
Like-
they will make. I know this for a fact. They will make 2 commercials,
Mm-hmm.
and they will make a black one to go on BET and like TV One.
Yep.
But that don't get shown on ABC. That doesn't get shown on CBS or Fox.
Nope.
While
They
you
probably
watching.
they know that society hates the fact that a black, because you know us black women, we have to protect y'all black men. No matter what happens with y'all, no matter what y'all do, we have to protect y'all.
hate it
It doesn't
when you say
matter. We have to
You hate
protect
what?
y'all black men. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can date
tell you
whoever y'all want to date, and that white, and y'all can talk trash about us, and then that white lady fucked y'all over. But guess who have to protect y'all?
And put us back together.
Us.
And just,
So
just
the-
as
I
a
think it's
PSA,
more
we
so-
tired.
Right. I think it's
Retired.
more so that I think people hate to see a black
They're tired,
female
y'all.
with a white
They're
white
tired.
man, and they putting that out there because that's what us as a community hate to see.
Because if we go get a white man,
Yeah, it's
oh
crucifying.
my God! Oh,
What?
you sold out.
Well-
you with that white man, whatever.
Well, I will say,
I say nigga too much, nigga.
Y'all.
I agree with you, but if ads go up anymore, you see me with a white man, mind your business.
Y'all taste is way better than ours. When a black woman steps out, he one of them. Yeah, he one of them.
Y'all white chicks be woo.
You know why? I'm gonna tell you why.
Why she look 50 and she's
I'm gonna tell
32?
you why. Because women don't love unconditionally.
Y'all don't think we love unconditionally?
No. Y'all have a condition of some kind. Men love unconditionally. We just want somebody to love us. And that's all I'm going to say.
Y'all men, so I can't say how y'all feel.
Saying,
I can't
I'm
say
gonna
this.
put the mic down on that one. Y'all go ahead.
I can't
y'all
say
conversate.
this. We can love y'all the way that y'all want to. For instance, this white guy said that a white lady can compliment me, and I'd be like, thank you. But if a black lady compliment me, it's the highlight of our day. Mm-hmm. I think the fact that it's someone outside of what y'all usually look at, we can love y'all the same. It's just the wordplay is different. So the fact that y'all getting someone that y'all don't think that y'all can usually get, it makes it seem like it's so much more. But the fact that
white ice being colder.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the perfect example of it. But y'all can't keep. I think y'all keep going after the same type. Some of the black men that go after the same type of black females, put us in a certain class and go after that white lady because y'all don't want to keep going after that certain black female. So now we trash. Vice versa when it comes to women. So don't make it seem like. I think that's kind of fucked up because every time y'all into some shit, the people that's behind y'all the most is black women. Mm-hmm. Not no black man. Not no white female.
Yeah, the fellas don't care.
We fucking stand behind y'all 10 times fold. I'd rather for y'all just to date a white female because you met her, you like her, y'all talk, and y'all end up getting married. But don't make it seem like it's our fault because y'all went after her.
Right, and you
no, any man that would say something like that is, for lack of a better word, stupid.
Stupid as shit.
Because that's like revenge cheating. Yeah, I never planned to have sex with this person until you cheated on me. Yeah. No, you was just a cheater looking for an excuse. Mm-hmm. So when we look at it like that, if you are dating,
say that part again.
You are a cheater looking for an excuse. Mm-hmm. Because if you are dating a white woman because black women do X, Y, and Z, you've always liked white women and right. You just won't be real.
And that's fine.
Be who you are.
Because if you look like Urkel in 5th grade and they was making fun of you, don't bring that trauma to your 30s. Like black women made fun of me my whole life. You looked weird, bro. Some people just look weird.
Listen, I was a tomboy down. You would have thought I was a little stud growing up. I was a tomboy down, and the guys wouldn't go after. Well, the guys would go after me behind closed doors because they liked me because of my personality. But I wasn't how society think a female should look.
Right.
But what I'm not like black men because of that? Like
that's the theory.
That's stupid.
Unfortunately,
I'ma just be with someone that likes me now. Like
right. you have to change the type of person that you're going after.
You can't keep going
while
after
changing the type of person that you are.
Yep. Exactly, and I mean, and that goes for women as well. Yeah, like when we do the whole, niggas ain't shit type of thing, I had to stop for a second to say, I had to stop for a second to say, okay, am I going after the same type of dude? And I was dating the same person over and over and over again. Mad. He just had a different face.
Yeah.
And then I had to stop and take a moment to reflect. And I had to move different. And when I started vibrating on a different level, I started meeting different men.
Because there's, and I say this to a lot of women. I'll say, look, you open your DMs, they flooded. There's 1,000 dudes that hit your DMs. You picked 20. Why does these 20 dudes look and act exactly alike and you blamed everybody else behind it? You had 1,000 to pick from.
Yeah.
You keep picking the same dude and saying that's me.
You gotta date.
That ain't me.
It's okay for you to.
That's your type. I don't know why you like those
dating
guys.
The same mannerism. Mm-hmm. Stop dating the same mannerism. But just because I don't
date the man, not the mannerism.
Yeah, you can't keep.
That's the title, folks. Mannerism. There you go.
You know what I'm saying? It's okay, but that doesn't mean I want a big, like, if I'm not attracted to a big guy, that's fine.
No. You fat shaming now.
I'm not fat shaming.
Well, everything is shaming. Everybody, and some people
it's a shame for everything now.
Some people
Fat
need some
shaming
shame. Let's keep it real.
It's okay.
You got to bring back shame.
Some people need some because it's getting crazy.
It's crazy. Your fingers big. I ain't fucking with you.
Oh, see, you finger shaming now.
If I don't like you because your fingers, it's perfectly fine.
I've never heard that
cares?
before. That's funny.
Crazy.
But
I'm not gonna be like,
Come here.
Yeah, come here. But I ain't gonna be like, you's a trash ass nigga because you got big fingers and nobody bet not like him.
Because I heard
I don't like him.
niggas with big fingers be doing this.
I don't like him because I feel like he's. Why would you like him? Because I just said he got big fingers. So why the fuck you want to fuck with him? They the type of people I don't like.
Yep.
It's okay to not like. It's okay to have a type.
I'm okay fishing at my pond and my pond only. I am totally fine with that. I don't care what's happening over there.
Why?
This is
More
where
people
I'm
need
at.
to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's
More people need to do that.
More people need to do that.
my type is intelligence.
You want to keep dating these thugs and get mad because you in a shootout.
But I
Girl,
definitely
you better
feel,
put that clip in. Let's get it.
I definitely
You better,
feel like
you better learn how to shoot.
Right. What you doing?
What you talking? Why you crying about it? Learn how to do
it changes as you get older. So when you made the comment, men are simple. They just want somebody that's going to love them back. That happens when y'all get older.
Yes.
Does
Because
it?
y'all some lying ass motherfuckers.
That
That's not
happens.
how y'all thought
No,
about it
they
when
have
were
the
younger.
wrong idea of what they believe
That's
love is.
men of a certain age.
That was.
It's,
But it's
the same thing,
But
though.
it's the same thing she just said. Y'all just made it sound cool.
I did the same thing. Wait a minute. You said that's a lie that happens when we get older. No, it happens as we're younger. A lot of guys, if their first love is their mother, and I'm 13, you're 13, you don't have my mother's qualities, then you can't provide what I'm looking for. As you get older, when you're like 25, 30, you now start to represent more of what my mother does, and it fits. It's the same way both ways, but for men, what we're asking for is usually simple. Feed me, fuck me, shut the fuck up. And if you can handle that, everything else
And
is
hug you
either
every
a
once in a
bonus
while.
or it takes things down.
But I'm even also talking
Men
about
barely can get up the second round. How they gonna still cheat if you fucking them?
But okay, so as the only other woman in the room,
I'm lying.
have you noticed that as you've gotten
just say
older, men are what's the word I'm looking for? They when it comes to like a woman's body type or their looks, it changes as they get older. And not necessarily about what they're into, but less about the outside packaging, right? So whereas when men are younger, it is stipulations. They want you to look a certain way, right? That's what they want. As they get older, they're more like, that don't really, I ain't really tripping off of that.
That's some
That's because
shit.
that
doesn't
they
really
never
matter to
walked
me.
into the movie in the middle and got hooked. It's like in your case, like you said, behind the scenes, they'll be coming at you, so forth and so on, because you didn't fit into the neat package. But you ever been walking somewhere, a show is on or a movie's on, and then you go, oh, this is kind of good. I got to watch it from the beginning. The same thing happens with a lot of men. As they get older, they start to be able to point out, oh, you know what? I could tell she's the
but that's
type
what I'm
that
saying.
does
That's
X,
what
Y,
she's
and
saying.
Z.
But that's her argument. Her argument is y'all saying that y'all want this, and this. But a lot of y'all don't want this, and this until y'all get old. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it.
No, we
It's just
want
it's
that.
facts.
But you can have.
We just don't know what the package looks like.
Right, but y'all can have.
We don't know what package it
but
comes
y'all
in.
can have this, and this when y'all younger with a female. You can be with your high school sweetheart, and she's doing everything you need her to do at the time. But then you have the girl over here that looks different, that's going to do something different that you didn't teach her, so you mad because she don't know it. But this person already know it, so I don't have to teach it. So you're going to go after that. And then when you get your late 30s, I'm going to just say late 30s. It's really no time frame. But when you get old in age, you realize that, what is it, 60-40 rule thing? You realize everything that she was trying to give you, you didn't want to accept it at first. But now that you older, you accepting it. That's what she's saying. And like I said, I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, it's
because
just
even
life.
when it comes to females, it's okay to have the raw, ratchy guy when you younger, the on the light, because it's exciting.
Yeah.
But when I get older, I want something more calm. So I don't feel like it's wrong.
Because you can't run no more.
Yeah, like I don't.
You got bad knees.
I don't think it's wrong. I don't think it's wrong either way. What I liked when I was 18 shouldn't be the same thing I like when I'm 30.
One of my really good male friends told me, like, you know how and I mean, I guess men go through it too. You know, you get into like your 30s and all your friends around you getting married and having babies, and you know, you be like, damn, like, what's up with me? Ain't nobody whatever. And he told me, he was like, honestly, I know you be feeling some kind of way when you go out and you might not have a bunch of people, whatever. He was like, the type of person that you are, you probably not gonna get what you want until you get older, just because of how we think as men and what you have. We not gonna realize that that's what we looking for until we get a certain amount of maturity. And now that I'm older, I mean, I ain't trying to say I'm like not gonna back like that. I'm just saying the experience has changed once I got to a certain point. That's all I'm saying.
And I think that it comes down to, yes, men have always wanted what you're offering. The thing is, the way it's packaged looks different.
Yeah, but that's exactly what she was saying.
And sometimes, and here's the thing too, a lot of times men, for somebody like us, a lot of times men, when they're younger, they don't want to work for it because we not giving it out. It's too much work. So they like, you know what? I'm going to be over here with the little baby mothers, like the girl we was talking about in the beginning, because I don't have to do no work for it. Yeah. I don't have to jump through no hoops. I don't have to be responsible. I don't do any of that because Jorae requiring I got to fill out an application. She got to do a background check. I got to do all this and I ain't doing all that. You know what I'm saying?
Again, they've never seen the movie to know that they want to. The package doesn't look entertaining. It doesn't look fun. It doesn't look like... Now, when you go and you say, oh, everything in here is good for me, but it doesn't look like it tastes good. It doesn't look like it's appealing. You may step off to what you already know to be. The way that a lot of guys operate, when they see a woman that they want to date, it is just sexual. Your personality, your feelings, your beliefs, your money, none of that stuff shows on the outside. What shows up is your sex appeal and how I feel about you sexually. It's just the package. Now, after the sex is done, that's why guys have this thing that's been talked about for a minute, post-nut clarity. It's where after they come, they look over and say, man, you're kind of stupid. You got to go. But it started with the presentation.
But the question...
not knowing what's inside, because the package didn't look good initially.
Do you look at stuff different? But I guess back to what she was trying to say is all of that stuff makes sense, but it looks different when you get older, because when you're younger, you'll still try to figure it out with the chick because the sex was good when you were younger. But when you older, if the package look a certain kind of way and you hit it, and then now you come back to the reality, you're not fucking with shorty.
I might be the wrong person to ask about that. Yeah, you are, right? I only say that because...
Yeah, don't answer that question. It's a setup. No, just leave it alone as a setup.
Oh, no, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
I got you.
I was trying to help.
At a very young age, I found out that I'm what people would call sapiosexual, which means I'm attracted to women and women only, but there's an added layer. You got to have a level of intellect for me to even be partially sexually attracted to you.
And you was always like that.
I was always like that. So you could be a beautiful woman, and then I'll get around you and you say some stupid shit, and all of a sudden I'm like,
it should have been more of you.
You know what I'm saying? That's not fair. That's not even the right conversation.
So, ultimately, what I've learned from speaking to a lot of these dudes
I think you said that on another show.
They will meet a woman, and they only know of her sexually. I don't know anything about you. Right? So if I come to you and I'm asking you questions, what's your favorite, whatever, blah, 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 and it's dismissive, or you're returning back like fire. It's not like educational. It's more like drill sergeant, where a lot of the women that had standards didn't really explain the standards. It was just kind of like, you have to be this or it's a no-go. So if a guy is like, well, I don't fit that, I'm just going to move by. The package doesn't look good. It's not to say that the things here aren't good. It's just that as you get older, you find out, oh, them women had walls up and they expected someone to climb over the walls so they could see what's inside. But if I don't know what's inside is good to begin with, why the hell would I be fighting to climb over that wall? I don't know that you have all this other stuff to offer. I don't know that you can cook unless you cook for me.
If you looked, it was a step stool right there. Like you could have just...
How does a man know that you're a great cook unless you cook? How does he know that you're a great nurturer if he's never seen you do that? How does he know you're supportive if he's never seen you do that?
But you have to be worthy of me to do that, though, a little bit.
I think females...
How would he know, I think
females give men
He's only chasing what he can see.
I think female give men more grace than men give females. Because we are still trying... Like, we will get to know you before we...
You don't have time to get to know all the men
You don't have the time to get to know all the men that'll give you attention, but...
So you got to make a surface level assessment.
I feel like when it comes to men, from what I saw, when it comes to surface level, it's just point blank surface level, then it's too much. But some females will still try to figure it out instead of just automatically writing you off.
So,
and there's nothing wrong with
and
it.
I want to add
I think it's
one
absolutely
thing to that, right?
fine.
So let's just say, as a man, I walk in here, right? And I walk over and I approach you. Y'all don't know each other. I go, hey, how you doing? You go, no, I'm not really interested. All right, cool. And then I turn to you and I go, hey, how you doing? And then you go, nah, you went over to her first. Not realizing that when I came in, she gave me a look. You didn't look at me.
Yeah, that's
so because you looked past me, I went to where my options looked better. But it's not to say that she was the better woman or that I wanted her more than you. It's just to say that I walk in, there's two women. I think both women are attractive.
But it could be a simple fact
I
that
gotta
we
pick
just
a
didn't
side.
pay you no mind when you came in. It's not that
could
we ain't give you. I didn't give you a look because I didn't find you attractive or anything. It's just that when you walked in, I was just thinking about something else. So when you walked in, I didn't pay.
And for whatever reason, you didn't show me what you had to offer.
Yeah. And most
you
men
closed
are
off
going to
and
go
she
the
opened
path
up.
of least resistance. I get that.
So that's why a lot of these ratchet chicks that's gonna bust it open, of course, they're getting the most attention.
I love that.
When I go out of town or anywhere, wherever I'm at,
out here winning, boy.
The ratchets, man,
or at least it appears that they winning.
Yeah, I'm looking and it be like, yo, it's like 15 women all over me. I didn't even notice the girl that was in the corner not making eye contact.
Yeah,
I didn't know she was here because there's all of these women shaking their ass in my face.
Listen, you go out there,
you
girl,
know what I'm
you
saying?
shake your ass and you gonna get chosen. And if you feel like you the girl that's need to sit in the corner and hopefully someone pay you some mind, I think I love it.
Yeah, I don't think that guys change as they get older. I think that women become more comfortable with their decision making.
Definitely change when they get older.
Definitely do.
We change.
No, not from the basic core standards he was saying. That's why they say that men are either looking for their mother or they're looking to get away from their mother. That doesn't really change too much.
Now looking for.
But that's what he said.
No,
though.
looking for your mother and
they want
and
that
not
unconditional
looking for
love.
your mother is two different things. I agree with that. But the whole fuck, what you say, fuck, suck, and whatever, y'all.
Feed me, fuck me, shut the fuck up.
No, that's not the truth. It's different. Y'all look for it different when y'all. You can have a female that do all of that when you're younger, but it's the status quo. No matter she's doing all that, and you still don't want it because it's something else.
That's the 20 niggas that you chose out of the 1,000 in your inbox. That ain't most niggas.
But it don't always be that way though. See. I don't think you can see it because what you said makes sense. You said that how you look when it comes to you looking for, and I'm not going off of how you know you're not a female. I'm going off of the stuff that a lot of my male friends has told me.
Well, your male friends they have a different look at you than I do.
But that's what I'm saying. They're
either trying to fuck you or trying to stop people from fucking you. So it changes the way they'll talk to you.
No.
It's the father. It's the father mindset.
What I'm saying is,
I'm either trying to protect you or
even as you was a kid, you 13 years old and you ready to talk to a female.
Yep.
If the way that she talk and the way that she speak, you won't. As a young boy, a lot of the young boys don't look for stuff like that. You even said that you're different, so I don't know.
No, they talk to me afterwards about it and be like, I shouldn't even fuck that little dumb bitch, man. But she was kicking out. And she wasn't, and I was horny.
But you said
it doesn't mean I want her. I wasn't, but they're saying the same thing that I'm saying behind the scenes. Because if they tell little fast shorty, yo, I'm only hitting because I just need to get this nut off, and I don't know what's gonna help me outside of you.
But you know what?
If they told her that, she wouldn't do it.
But if he's thinking about, you're telling me that he's thinking about that now as a kid. Mm-hmm. But the whole purpose of the whole point of this. Is what she was trying to say is at 16, 17, that's how they looking at it. They just want to, even if they not telling the girl like I just want to fuck, they know that the girl want to do what they going to do, so they going to do it anyway, blah blah blah. But they not looking for that type of female. They looking for something more when they get older. That's what she said.
No, they're looking for something more, and this is all that is available
to the question that we started talking about.
Because men say
basketball player and a baby mother.
Men will say
it's very much the same.
But it's the same as females. We not looking for like some female. When me personally, I always wanted to be the house picket fence. Ever since I was young, I wanted that family oriented thing. I didn't want to be blah blah blah. That's how I looked at stuff. A lot of my female friends wanted to have fun. But for me, that's the type of stuff that I looked at when I was young. And then now that I'm older, even though I'm single, I still look for that same thing. I still have that same mindset. But looking at
just
other
figured it
females,
out.
you're looking at certain stuff. You want the older guy with money. You're not going to date the average 18-year-old. You want the 27-year-old because he has money. You're looking for something. That's the type of view you're looking at when you're 17. But when I'm 38, I'm looking at something different. I want the stability. I want someone that has the job. I don't want to be with the typical hood guy that I was
Men
looking
have
at
always wanted
when
their
I was
cake and eat it
when
too.
I was
Because
looking
who
at
wants
when I was
uneatable
7
cake?
when I was 18.
Who wants uneatable
And
cake?
the same with men.
always
Y'all
thought that was
not
the dumbest
looking for the
expression.
same
That's
stuff.
what
that
it is.
we
Why you gonna give
that
me
you're
cake if
looking
I
at
can't
for
eat it? That's so
38.
stupid.
Because you're speaking to the or,
But
and
that-
I'm saying that it's always been and.
Okay.
He wants to have sex and be loved unconditionally.
Yes.
And since you're putting it in an or situation, you're only seeing the first level of it.
Okay.
The first level was sex.
And
The second
y'all
level
gonna always go
was
to.
Yeah.
second level was unconditional.
Absolutely.
But if my unconditional love is coming from somebody that gives me sex, I got both. I want it and. I want my cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
I don't want to just look at cake and I don't want to just eat some bullshit. I want it both. So if you're not
part.
showing me you have both, I'm going to skip over to, okay, at least start the first step. First step is sex. I had sex. She has no second step. Moving on. She has no second step. Moving on. She got both. Great. You got the second step, but you're not giving the first step. So I have nowhere to start. Moving over. So we pretty logical in our step-by-step process. We're looking for somebody that's going to fuck us like a porn star and take care of us like mom.
And see, and,
Well,
and,
mom
because,
was
and
supposed to
because
be.
of that, that's how come, not I, but that's how come some women be having high body counts. Because
Yep.
we be trying to get there, and then y'all be like,
Answer
nah.
the 21st nigga in your DMs.
And then you can, and that's what I'm saying. You can still give them that, and if you can still give a man all that, but if they not ready for you, they just not ready for you.
That's
And
also
that's
true.
it.
That's
That-
it. That's it. That's what I'm saying.
So,
Like
all right.
it's not broad.
Thank y'all so much.
I know we went off.
Yeah. Yeah, these usually like an hour. This is almost 2. So
Cut some stuff out, especially the coke part.
Hell no.
the coke is like 30 seconds.
Like that's going
But
That's a minute. So now we gotta think of the other one. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
tell them if you want to be found, Miss Tina, can you tell them where you find you at?
I'm not on social media right now, but if you want to look me up on social media, it's my name, Katina. All platforms. I don't get on TikTok, so please don't look for me on TikTok. I don't even know how to work it.
I'm Ty Kills. I'm on everything. TYKILLZEM. New music coming this summer. New book coming out in December. Follow up the Love Out of This World trilogy.
You can find me on Instagram at melanin_360, home of the Melanin 360 podcast.
That's right.
I'm on hiatus right now, but I'm on my way back. So, and you can also find me at www.melanin-360.com.
She ain't ratchet, y'all. So when you come
It is
there,
not.
you
It is not ratchet.
You gonna come to
It's
learn.
the righteousness to balance out the ratchet.
Exactly.
You need both.
And you know who I am, Pablo, grandma's favorite grandson, CEO of Sarcarrogance Media Group. If you're on this YouTube page, you know what you're watching. So thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for listening. Old listeners, young listeners, new listeners, old listeners. Appreciate every last one of y'all. And yeah, this was a goodie.
Let's get it.
I don't even know. I don't know if I can cut this up. Y'all might have to get
1
this all-
million.
Yeah. So share it with a friend. Share it with a friend. Share it with a friend. Get this up. Let's try for 1,000 first. We're gonna try to get 1,000. If we get 1,000, we're gonna go up. All right.
Let's get it.
Till next time, we are out.
Peace.
Trees take flight.